Hello, everybody. I'm Alyssa Malaspina, and I'm the Professional Development Chair for the ISTE Librarian Network, and I'm coming to you today from outside my house because it is a gorgeous day in New Jersey. We've got about 79 degrees here and warm, and I thought, hey, we're kicking off summer. We're going to ISTE. We should be outside for this. And I have my friend Kathy joining us. Kathy, say hi.
Hello.
Introduce yourself. Tell them your role.
I'm Kathy Schmidt. I'm coming to you from a very hot Atlanta, Georgia. Whereas it says it's 86, but it really is 90-something degrees here. And I am the communications chair for ISTE Librarian Network.
And our boy Jonathan just joined us wearing his cute hat. Jonathan, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Jonathan Werner. I'm the ISTE Librarians President-elect and really looking forward to joining everyone in Denver, and I'm wearing my ISTE hat. So it gets passed around to demonstrate our collegiality in the Librarians Network.
Or also lice.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, we just had lice outbreak in our school, so that's the first thing I think of.
I'll bring a shower.
I mean, it's a middle school. Lice outbreak in the middle school. You usually don't have that, but whatever. So that's all I think of right now. So tonight we're going to we're going to talk a little about ISTE, some of the events we're doing. We have such great events. I'm going to basically share my screen so we can talk about all the different fun things via the graphic. And let me see if I can get screen share, because we know we always have fun with screen share. Now, can you guys see it? Do you see it?
I can see
it. Okay. So, what is this like? They have you are screen sharing. Present to everyone. I wonder what that does. Let's see. Now, do you guys still see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Okay. So let's talk about all the amazing, fun, cool events that we have planned for ISTE in Denver. So who wants to talk about the community fair, or am I going to take that one?
How about you start?
Okay. First chance you get to meet us, the first chance you get to join us, first chance you get to learn about not only our network of the ISTE Librarian Network, but also there's all other networks, because ISTE has a lot of great networks like mobile learning, lots of different things that I didn't even think about. And yes, I'm waving to my neighbors as they're walking home, because this is what we do. I'm on a webinar, and it's okay. I'm presenting, and I was like, I'm doing it outside. So in our neighborhood, we talk and like laugh and do all that. So hi, guys. So see, this is the fun we do. But at the Community Fairs Network, we get to, go to all the communities, learn about what's going on in the communities. Oh, and I think, isn't there something special you can get at ours, Jonathan?
Yes, there is.
I heard a rumor.
It's very beautiful.
Should we tell them or no? We're going to leave them in
to show up to see its beauty. So
yes, but
it will be the talk of ISTE.
It is very beautiful. And the hashtag is
Can't
perfect.
Touch This.
Yes. So if you want one, you have to come to the networking fair to get one.
Nope.
And that is Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. it's in the CCC Lobby D. I don't know what that is. We're going to find it out with you when we get to the convention center.
Center Lobby D. All the CCC.
But it is. And it's after, so that's Sunday, and it's after the keynote. So don't worry about it. Don't be like, I'm going to miss the keynote. The keynote happens before then. So you can do that, and then you can go to the networking fair, and you get to meet some of us. Then on Monday, this is your thing, Jonathan, so I'm going to let you take over the Monday morning event.
Cool. So this is our annual playground. And we have 24 different exhibits, I guess I would say, opportunities to meet members of the PLN, people who are bringing their ideas about rethinking libraries and rethinking our roles as librarians from all over the country. There are 45-minute to hour-long sessions, and it's sort of like a buffet. You come in and you stop at one and talk for a little while, and you move to another one, and you'll get to meet the leadership, but also members who have all kinds of different approaches to the way their libraries work in their districts and their schools, and really get an opportunity to talk one-on-one with those people or in small groups. We also are very fortunate to have a visitor from the Department of Education coming.
I'm excited.
How the Future Ready program and librarian work are going to overlap with each other, and they're hoping to put together some guidelines for Future Ready with our help. So the current president, Sherry Gick, and I have been talking to that group about how we can begin to merge those two pieces and kind of collaborate to develop some sensibility about what it looks like to be both a 21st century library and a Future Ready school. And then we have other opportunities like a literal playground where you can play with bots and other sort of makerspace kinds of things that people have had in their library over the course of the last year and really feel like have been successful additions to their program. And then the remaining sessions are all people with completely different concepts about professional development and makerspaces and collection development and literacy work. And each of those, you can stay for 5 minutes, you can stay with one for an hour, but really the idea is to come back and make several circles to see each session. So there's the 2 major sessions and then 6 sessions of 4 each over the course of that period from 8 to 11:30. So there are several of these playgrounds. There's 2 in each morning and afternoon from the various networks, and they're right next to each other, so you can really just bounce back and forth. But it is really one of my favorite aspects. I've been all 3 times I've been to ISTE. It has really been one of my favorite things to go to because of those face-to-face interactions, and because you really feel like you've had this opportunity not just to meet people and create face-to-face networks, but really to sample from this buffet of successful practices where you feel like you walk away with really terrific, doable, hands-on ideas. And we archive everything. And new this year, we're going to have for each session a social media coordinator who's going to tweet out information that will let you know what's going on in the other sessions while you're in one, but also the links to the various documents and resources that the people are bringing. And that'll allow you, even if you're not in Denver with us, to participate, to ask questions, and to collaborate with people even if you're not able to be at that particular session or even in Denver at all.
Ooh, that's fun.
It's pretty awesome. I love it.
So then now it's Kathy's thing. She is in charge of the night, so you get to spend the morning with the librarians.
Right.
And there's lots of people doing sessions. I'm doing a session on, what is it? Library TAC. I know, I can't even remember what I'm doing a session on because I switched it. Like, I decided I really am in love with this library track software that I'm now started to use, so I decided I need to let everybody know about it because I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. So I'm going to do a session on that. I think Diana runs. There's so many people doing sessions. It's, you name it, there's a person doing a session on it, and
Yep.
it's just a really great, fun time. So we go from that in the morning, and
And
then
the digital playground is one of my favorite things too, because I feel like you get that connection and you meet all kinds of people. And then hopefully you will come on over. We are doing the social event on Monday night. It's at the Rock Bottom Brewery. I am not very familiar with Denver. I've never been, but my understanding is it is less than a mile walk from the convention center. So it starts at 6:30. We are going to have some fabulous food. And there's going to be a meetup at, I believe, I was trying to find it. I believe 6 o'clock in the
PLN Lounge, I think.
PLN Lounge, I think, or I think at one point they call it PLN Lounge now, or Bloggers Cafe.
Yeah,
PLN
yeah,
Lounge.
one of those. We'll tweet it out to you guys.
But you're going to meet, if you'd like a group of people to walk over with, I believe that Donna McDonald, one of our past presidents, is going to be there meeting up with people to walk over to the social event. It is a cash bar, so bring some money for a drink. But there will be food. My understanding is we sort of have not a room, but an area in the back. So it'll be a great way to network with people and connect with people. And like I said, it's going to be a fun time.
Fun time and free food.
There's
a
possibility, right? And there's a lot of food.
Yeah,
there's a possibility they did have a photo machine to do like a photo booth. And the last email I got, it was broken. But she said it might be fixed by the time we get there. So fingers crossed it is, because I think that would be very fun.
Oh my God, Jonathan, can you imagine the pictures we're going to take?
I'm already.
Yay! So, I mean, that is such a fun event, and it's such a great way to meet different people and different librarians and people who are in this network. And you can bring a friend that's outside the network. Don't tell anybody, you know. We don't go and be like, are you a librarian? We don't do that.
And to put that a different way, we would love to have non-librarians join us in that. We want any library friend. A friend of a librarian is a friend of ours, because our sensibility is that libraries are integral to how schools are functioning in the 21st century, and if we're not welcoming administrators and teachers who are looking for ways to explore digital citizenship and information literacy, tech coordinators, all those people belong as part of our constellation of work, and so we would love to connect those people. And one of the things that we're really hoping to emphasize in 2016, 2017 is growing some of those connections, especially with administration, because without them we have nothing. And we're bringing on board a friend of mine, Andy Wallace, who is a former librarian and now a tech director here in Maine, in South Portland, who has worked closely with administration throughout Maine because he is on the board of Actum, which is Maine's ISTE affiliate, and so has really developed some great strategies for connecting librarians and administrators. So that's one area we really do want to expand in. And I'd also point out that on a live, on-air Google Hangout, Alyssa just told you a secret, so maybe you don't want to tell her anything that you don't want shared with, I don't know, all of Twitter.
Shh. Don't tell anybody. But yes, I'm going to tell you we're going to talk in a few minutes about like ISTE, because all of us have been to at least one ISTE. So we're going to give you some ISTE tips in a few minutes.
Cool.
But I will tell you.
Can I go back to the playground for 1 second?
Yes, go back to the playground.
We're just going to read through who's going to be there. We have Richard Snyder, Nate Stevens, Rachel Flores, Jackie Leash, Robert Kalman with Shannon Miller, Linda Doherty, Diana Rendina, Craig Seychelles, Jamie Chanter, Michelle Colte, Fran Glick, Thomas E. Master and Tony, Jen Hansen, Stephanie Spann, Tony Oliveri Barton, Heather Lister, Ann Detweiler, Heidi Neltner, Christina Holtzweiss, Lindsay Hill, Julie King, Chris Hout, Kathy Collins, and some Alyssa Malaspina person.
Yeah, I know who she is. Not that great.
In addition, we have Sarah Tretton from Future Ready Librarians, and then the Bots, Bricks, and Brainstorms ISTE Librarians Leadership Playground area for all the kind of hands-on things that were so much fun in Philadelphia and in Atlanta, and we're bringing back again because they were so successful.
I agree. It was so successful. And oh my God, can you look that lineup of librarians? I mean, people pay lots of money to hear some of these people speak.
And you get one-on-one.
You're getting it for free. And, you know, it's an incredible lineup. I'm really excited because there's some people that I want to hear speak that I haven't gotten a chance to yet. So it just, like, I'm so excited. And it's such a great time to get to meet these people and, you know, learn from them and grow. The playground is so much fun.
And it's just such an intimate, like, you can ask a question because you're standing right next to them at a table, or maybe, you know, someone asks a question and that you have an answer, or, you know, it's just a great thing. So hopefully we'll see everybody there.
Not that any of those people put themselves up on a dais, but it could be pretty intimidating in a huge group to be like, excuse me, Diana, how did you start with makerspaces? If you're in a gigantic group, she does an amazing session
She does.
in many conferences about her development of sort of the concept and the growth of makerspaces. And so to be able just to walk up to her and be like, Diana, hi, I'm Jonathan, and that's what I did last year. That's how I met her. And everyone thought we knew each other, and we were standing right next to each other, and they were like, oh, hi, what's up? How are you? So that's a really nice piece of it too, because your PLN that you know through Twitter or through other social networks suddenly is right in front of you, and that's a really cool experience too.
It really is cool. Like, I mean, Christina, and I always say her last name wrong, and you said it right, Christina Holland. I don't remember how to say her last name, so I'm sorry, Christina. Don't want to offend you, but we know each. I feel like she's like one of my BFFs because we talk all the time on social networks. She helps me out if I have a question or something, but I've never met her yet.
Definitely.
So I'm really excited to like listen to her talk and get to know her, and I think like that's so cool. So please come up and like say hi to us and be like, you know, we fangirl. Oh my God, do we fangirl each other? It's really funny. But it's a great time to get to know people. And then the same thing at the social. It's really a lot of fun to just go and hang out with people. And it's free. Free is good.
And librarians are just fun people to hang out with.
Oh my God, we are.
Who knew?
I know. You
Talk about the breakfast, Alyssa?
So okay, so now we're up to the breakfast on Wednesday. So you have a day off from You have a day off from us.
No.
But you never have a day off from us because you can come to my session. I'm gonna plug my. Oh, actually, you can't come to my session. I'm really sorry, guys. I was just gonna plug my.
They can come to my session. Mine's not exclusive.
I know. I didn't know our session was exclusive. Like it's already sold out. I'm doing a session with Sherry and Nick on Makerspaces, and I guess it was like you had to get tickets. I didn't mean to, but I think it's already sold out for our session. But go to Kathy's session if you don't have tickets for my session.
I'm doing one on Genius Hour and PBL collaborations between teachers and librarians.
Nice.
What time?
That's a good question.
While you look it up.
Kathy will get back to us on the time.
I'll get back to you on the time.
Because Alyssa wants to know because she's going to try to go if she doesn't have her session to go to.
Right.
I don't think it's the same time. I do know that.
Oh, good. But that sounds really cool. So then you have a day where you can just go wander around the conference. You don't have to hang out with us librarians, but you can if you want because a lot of us are doing sessions throughout ISTE. You know, come to any of those. And then on Wednesday morning is probably one of the best events of ISTE.
Yep.
And it's the breakfast. It is a ticketed event, but we still have some tickets left, and not too many. They do sell out quick. So get your ticket for the breakfast. It's from 8 to 9:30 in CCC 607. I don't know where CCC 607 is. We'll figure it out. But it's a breakfast where you get food. It's not even that much money. What are the tickets for the, like, breakfast? You're not paying a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice event. And then you not only get to, you know, meet all of us again and hear a little bit from the ISTE Librarian Network crew, but you get a keynote presentation with Brad and Drew, two of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I mean, I love them. I'm a little biased, I mean, because I'm writing a book on augmented reality, and basically everything I learned was from them, but they're also just a ton of fun in person. It's a great keynote.
Flat out hilarious.
They are.
They were one of our major stations at the playground last year, and it was
they did my playground session.
And so Sherry came up to them and was like, guys, we need you to do the keynote. And they were so gracious. And I had never met them. They were like, oh, wow, it's so great to meet you. So approachable. And I cannot wait to see what they do. They're both hilarious, but so informative.
Yes.
And you leave every time they talk with such great new ideas and great perspectives, too. I feel like they're so positive and they're so, you know, they're not mired in kind of the political aspects of this work, but really about what do you do to bring your great ideas to life? And I feel like I've had such a great opportunity each time I've heard them both live and hangouts on air or in presentations to just to kind of see things from a different perspective. They see us as librarians as partners in the most wonderful way in terms of informing growth of digital citizenship and having a locus in the library for the kind of collaboration and creativity that we want to see in our students. And they don't stick to a script. They really are all about just shifting your perspective and getting you to think a little differently about something you think you already knew about. And to watch them interact with each other and with the group, it is priceless. I don't care if the breakfast is $100.
I agree.
It would be absolutely worth it. And they'll stay around afterwards and talk to us, and they usually stop by the playground as well, as I said.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely worth every move mountains to get there if you can.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to end, because Wednesday is sort of, getting a little, it's starting to end, it's starting to slow down some. You have to end Keynote, but before then you got a time for a breakfast. Mm-hmm. So come before you have to you get on the airplane home, And I think I'm starting the rumor myself, but because I haven't fully confirmed with everybody, but I have a feeling that we might do after the breakfast a TL News Night Live. Woo! For the members of the people that are at ISTE.
Cool.
That are, so Jonathan and I and Sherry and, Donna and all of them, we might just get together and do a little live pop-up event.
Nice.
In one of the lounges, like we've done the last few years. So, look for that after the breakfast, too.
Cool.
We might be doing that.
All right. I found my session.
Oh, good.
It's Tuesday at 2:15 to 3:15 in room 1, building CCC 110.
Oh, that sounds good. I have no idea when my session is. Let me look at my calendar to see when my session is, and do we conflict?
So CCC, for people who haven't been there, is just the Colorado Convention Center. My understanding, I haven't been there, but it is apparently as big as Atlanta, where
I
walked about 7,000 miles.
Yeah.
When we're going through tips, I don't know if this is going to be the way it is, but in Atlanta it was 90 degrees.
Yes.
And inside ISTE, I am not joking, it was 55.
Yeah.
There were rooms that were so cold.
I agree.
Rule number one, bring a hat.
Let's go to tips now. We're moving to tips. We've all moved to tips.
Sure. Bring your hat, bring your sweater, just in case. I know it's ridiculous. It's in June, but it is also Denver. Who knows? And the walking shoes. I was also in my fancy shoes. No. No. My heels looked ridiculous, but more importantly,
they were gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. Think about it as a walking tour of the National Gallery, because it is a big place, and you want to be able to get early to any sessions you're really excited about. I don't know if this will have. Philadelphia did much better than Atlanta. But
yeah, Atlanta was bad.
The rooms.
Yeah, what can I say? It's the heat.
You need to be in line as fast as you can, so you're going to want to get to any sessions you're really excited about as quickly as you can, even potentially ducking out of one that is finishing up, so that you're sure you're there in time. And that is going to require some hoof-in and some comfortable shoes.
True. Nobody looks at your footwear and judges you. Nobody. I'm going to probably be wearing my ugly but yet really comfortable sandals for most of the time.
Cool.
Sherry will have her Converse on, I am sure.
Yes.
Sherry usually has her cons on, and it's okay. Nobody judges you based on your shoes, because we know your Fitbit or your Apple Watch, you are so excited because you walk so many. It's like how many steps you can get in a day is incredible.
It's like you walk to Golden, Colorado and back.
True.
Which reminds me of tip number 2 for me, at least, which is it does not matter what the person is talking about. Pick the person you want to see and let them talk about potatoes.
True.
You'll be glad you went. So in my case, Chris O'Neill was presenting. I knew Chris a little bit. He had come to be a speaker at Actum. And I went to a session, and I thought, I don't know what he's talking about. It doesn't matter. Those people that you admire, that you follow on Twitter, who you've heard about, if they're talking about anything vaguely related to your work, and really, honestly, even if they don't, it's like in college when you finally figured out it didn't matter what the professor was teaching, it mattered who the professor was.
Yeah.
So I took a class called Murder. And I'm like, what am I doing in a class called Murder as an American Studies major?
One, I love that there was a class called Murder.
Welcome to Amherst College with their class called Murder. But the role of this professor was so famous, the reputation was so famous, and the subject matter was so bizarre, and yet one of the greatest sort of learning experiences I had in college. So I will say, check that roster. Your scheduling app will tell you the friends in your network as well. So check that out and see who you can go see that overlaps with people you already admire, because it has been a really powerful experience for me to see those people face to face, as I said, no matter what they're talking about.
I fully agree with you. Go to as many sessions as you possibly can, but don't also like over schedule yourself or be annoyed like, oh, I wanted to go to this session and I couldn't get there. I swear to God, I write down, like, I check off 100 things that I want to go to, and I maybe get to like 4 or 5 sessions throughout the entire conference, because another tip is network with people. Like, literally in the hallways, you'll stop and you'll see somebody you know, and you'll start talking, and go to the vendor floor. There's a lot of, I mean, it's huge, and there's tons of vendors, but you learn a lot about the different products that are out there, and it's a great way to, meet some of the vendors that you deal with, or learn more about different things. And usually there's some free stuff that they give away, always good for some giveaways. But it's a great way to network with people. So don't be like, oh no, I got to go to overschedule yourself, because it's really okay.
Which also makes me think of 2 things. There are some really surprising people in the vendor sessions. My example was, this is how I met Peter Reynolds of The Dot.
I know.
He had a session through his Fablevision company, and I'm walking through the session, I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. Got to meet Peter Reynolds, have a selfie with Peter Reynolds, have a signed free copy of his book, Above and Beyond, which I use all the time with my students. And that's the kind of thing that just is a really cool surprise. And then number 2, the only reason I'm sitting in this chair right now with this hat on and my little thing that says Librarians Network President-elect is because there was a certain presenter 2 years ago in Atlanta who was having some difficulty, let's just say, with her presentation, and I was feeling horrible and knew that I could fix the problem. And I finally just jumped up there, and Donna McDonald was like, who is this lunatic boy from Maine jumping up on the stage? And Jennifer looks at me and is like, what? Oh, okay, good, let's do that. And we managed to get it worked out. And then Sherry turns to me and is like, hello, how's it going? Let's talk. And so that's the kind of thing that's totally, you would never know, but it's how I met Alyssa as well, that you just have these really cool opportunities that you can never see, and if you're trying to run to that next session, you're not going to miss anything more important than the person you're with right now.
True. We will also broadcast Drew and Brad's presentation. We'll do a live Google Hangout, and we'll record it and put it on our website. Now, it's not going to be the best. Don't be like, oh my God, the quality is incredible, or you're getting a great view of them, because literally it's going to be my computer set up probably on a table somewhere trying to get the recording. But you will get to, if you can't make it to ISTE, you will get to see it. You can come at least and hear their presentation that way. So that is, we will do that for you guys too.
And some of the best things, one of the best things was I didn't get into the breakfast in Atlanta. It had sold out, and it was my first ISTE, so I really didn't know. So I was kind of hanging around outside the door, a little depressed that I didn't make the breakfast, but there was another playground going on, and it was the distance learning. And so I just started walking around, and I got some great, I learned about different webinars that people were doing, and this place called the Mariners Museum, which I've actually done a bunch of live video chat kind of things with my students. And so you never know where you might stumble upon and get some great ideas.
True. I think that's a big thing too. Another big tip, bring like 12 power chargers, like battery backups for your phone and all of that, because you will go through your battery on your phone. and your computer, and everybody's like fighting for the like 5 outlets is always a fun thing. And then it's okay to go back and take a nap. Like there are many days where like I schedule a mini nap throughout my day because it's like crazy. So, you know, do that. Bring some water. Bring a bottle of water with you.
The hilarity of Atlanta with the water shortage and the 90 degrees. And like, I'm sure they jacked up the prices as a result. So I'm putting my Nalgene in my bag. I will not fill it. Remember that it will be taken from you by our friends at ISTE. They bring your empty Nalgene and fill it up all over the place because you really, we are not kidding about the walking. It is borderline hilarious. And there was actually a series of signs in Philadelphia that kept saying, almost there, you're close, we believe in you. And that particular convention center had an upstairs and a downstairs that were not connected. So you would come to
that was fun.
Like, oh, super, I want to go back. So just be prepared to hydrate and to forage. And
that's just in the convention center, not even talking about where your hotel is or in the shuttles. I learned in Atlanta, because even though I live here, I live about 40 minutes away and I wasn't dealing with traffic. So we stayed, and getting on the bus in the morning was insane.
Nuts.
True. If you can walk from your hotel, walk from your hotel. Like, basically try to do that because it just makes it easier than trying to figure out the shuttles. Uber, Lyft are great things. Get used to it. They become your friend. I use them all the time when I'm trying to do different things at these conventions. But also, I'm horrible because I leave my water bottle everywhere. So what I do is when I get to the airport, I'll buy because I want to on the airplane have like water. So I'll buy like the big bottle of the plastic bottle of water, and that's what I use, and I fill up throughout the time I'm there because I will leave my like nice like water bottle I brought somewhere. So I don't feel bad if I leave my like plastic water bottle somewhere. So, you know, do something like that because you will want to bring water with you at all times.
And I know we sound a little bit like we're sending you to boot camp, but in terms of scope or scale, we are talking about 20,000 nerds all in one place. It is, and that is not an exaggeration, 20,000 people have attended the last 2 conferences. So you are talking about a mid-sized main city. I know New Jersey, it's like a suburb of a suburb.
That's like, you know.
It's like your hood.
Yeah, it's my hood.
Heck, that's almost as large as my daughter's high school she just graduated from.
That's insane.
Well, we call that the city of Augusta up in here. And we're talking about trying to navigate 20,000 people in, yes, it's huge, but not that big of a space. So you want to think like you're going to be in, at times, kind of a Times Square feeling, like when the big keynotes let out and things. So those chargers, power bars for yourself, just things that treat it like you're going to be on sort of an adventure in a big city for the course of several days.
True. Power bars are a good thing. I got to remember to get some more because I would always have some in my backpack because I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get to lunch, and like lunch never happens because I run into somebody else or stuff like that. So power bars are key, and I'm going to let you in a little hint. Go to as many, or at least reply back to as many parties as you want. You don't always have to go to all of them, but reply that you're going to go because there's a lot of free food and drinks at these parties. I always try to make it my goal to not have to pay for a meal at ISTE if possible. And you can do it.
You can pretty much do it as long as you are comfortable with the what's it called, the Spanish thing, tapas.
Yes, you get very good at eating a lot of tapas.
Yes. And
appetizers and hors d'oeuvres, and then you can go between 2 to 3 parties a night. It's been done, and that's okay.
Yes.
So
now ours is 6:30 to 8:30. I'm sure there's
there's probably a party after that.
There's a party after that.
One of my absolute favorite events too, which I was tipped off to completely randomly by maybe he was, I don't know. No, by Sherry, was EdTech Karaoke.
Yes, get your tickets for EdTech Karaoke. It's fun.
If you just say Google EdTech Karaoke, there's still tickets. I just checked. You have to get them through their website in advance, and then you're going to have to visit their booth.
I think it's Cymbaloo's booth.
we're going to have to go see them. They're actually doing the auditions. In the past, Sherry did hers online, but now they're doing 60-second auditions. And you don't get dragged onto stage if you don't wish to, but let me tell you, 20,000 nerds skim off the people who like to sing and the people who enjoy watching people sing. It was utterly hilarious, and it's just so fun. So in my particular instance, when I dared myself to get up there, I was singing Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and I look out, and hundreds and hundreds of people have this going on back and forth. It was so funny. I just thought to myself, this is a moment I will never, ever forget. So that's the kind of thing you just, and I literally wandered in. I had no idea, and Cher's like, oh, you have to come. It's really cool. So just keep your eye out. Those emails that you normally ignore,
don't ignore them. Go to some of those. EdTech Karaoke is a fun one. That's Tuesday night. It's a really big party at ISTE. And then, you know, there's different vendors that are doing different parties throughout ISTE, and they're a lot of fun too. And, you know, there's lots of fun stuff. Oh, one more tip before we go, because, look, I'm losing light. It's getting dark. It's going to be dark, and you're not going to be able to see me. You're going to be like, who's that person? If you are around to do it, and I am so upset that this year I will not be able to do it because I'm an affiliate rep and because I'm an affiliate rep, I have a whole day conference that I have to go to on Saturday. But one of the best events of ISTE is the Saturday Unconference that occurs.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to that.
I am so upset that I can't be there for this because I learned so much from that unconference. It's the most like thought-provoking and best thing, one of the best things at ISTE, and it's all an unconference. You get to choose, you make your own stuff. What do you want to do? What do you want to say? You know, what do you want to talk about? And you have the thought leaders in education are sitting there, and you're all sitting together discussing these different topics. It's amazing, and it's just so much fun, and it's such a great event.
I just pulled it up. It says it is. Oh, and there's a party after.
Oh, there is a party. I'm stuck all day in that thing.
It's 7 to 9.
Oh, the party's at 7 to 9. Okay, yeah. We'll go to the party. I'll go to the party after.
I think Dawn is going to the hack thing too. It is. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll go to the party.
There's a Facebook group. It just says.
It starts at like
25th. Oh wait, more information. Here we go.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you want to volunteer, you can come at 8.
And you don't have to go for the entire thing. Like you can literally go, you know, halfway through.
Room 403, the main room. It said.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this because you talked about it, and Donna's talked about it, and Andy Clemens talked about it in Atlanta. I'm very excited.
One of the best parts of ISTE.
It looks like this year it's hosted by Hadley Ferguson, who's the executive director.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love Hadley. You
can go to her session, which is on Monday from 12:45 to 1:45 in room 113. And part of that is like how the EdCamp model works.
Yeah.
A taste of that if you haven't experienced EdCamp, that's a really kind of neat way to see it. And that reminds me, too, of the Ignite sessions, which we haven't talked about at all.
Oh, we haven't. Okay, we better talk soon, because, look, you can't even see me anymore.
So I'll say quickly.
I might move. Wait, here, I'll move. Well, I'll leave Jonathan on the screen, and I'll move to an area where there's a little light.
Okay. So the Ignite sessions are these really quick 5- and 10-minute long presentations. They're more formal. There's someone up on stage. But they've been chosen for their ability to really offer a fantastic nugget over the course of a 5 to 10-minute period. There are usually, I think, 4 or 5 of them that run in 90-minute sessions and 10 or 12 people for Ignite. But you will meet incredible moderators and really such a gamut of every kind of diversity of people who are attending, talking about issues that are close to their heart, and their passion is so evident when it's almost like if you've ever seen Pachachka, they just digest it down to this nugget, and you walk away. One of the most powerful experiences I had in Philadelphia was the man who talked about the importance of internal quiet and taking a moment, in any environment, but in ISTE as well, to really center yourself. And in his 5 minutes, he spoke for 60 seconds, had us meditate, literally in silence, for 3 minutes, and then reflect with us for a minute. And I thought, number one, that is extraordinary that you did that. And number two, you demonstrated in person, really like with your actions, not just showing us, but practicing what you preach, the importance of finding that center and really just kind of holding on to something that is above or away from. And I am not like Mr. Yoga. I'm talking about just distancing yourself for a moment from the hubbub. And that's the kind of thing that I never would have thought someone would tell me, find a moment for yourself, and then give me that moment. Extraordinary opportunity just to hear people's perspectives on what's important. And I guarantee in one or more of those you'll find something completely new that you hadn't thought about, whether it's a PD model or a teaching model, a tool that people use. Librarians and non-librarians really just bringing it in the best possible way in those sessions.
Totally agree.
I've actually taken, at our school, we had a lot of teachers when it was in Atlanta, since we are outside of Atlanta. We took that Ignite session and used it as our professional development. So we're a large school, and so we had teachers do an Ignite session. We had maybe two, sometimes three, but mostly two at the beginning of a staff meeting. And that was just a great...
Yeah.
Yes, I see that. Sorry, I was talking to my son in his baseball jersey, which was white. It's now a nice shade of red clay.
So do we have anything else?
I mean, the Ignite session is always fun, always a great session. Also, there's Birds of a Feather. So if you are interested in like augmented reality or something like that, they have these sessions where you can go and meet other people that are interested in the same thing and you can discuss it.
Yeah.
So, those are a fun thing to do too. There is so much to do. And it's just a great time.
The thing no one told me in Atlanta, and I guess I'll say explicitly or expressly, is you cannot do it all. You are not, you could run till your legs fell off to try to get to everything you want to, and really less is more to the degree that if it is way more important to engage in that conversation, as Alyssa said, and have that face-to-face time with someone and connect in that way than it is to get to the keynote. Nothing against the keynotes, but it is the really curate for yourself in advance, but then on the fly, the things that are going to change your practice. We end one-to-one tech chat each week, which I co-moderate with Sean. This sense of last word. How are you going to take what we've talked about and use it tomorrow to change your practice? Not just, and we say not just chat, change. So thinking about what's ISTE going to do to make you a better professional with that focus. It is not going to be to get to every single session 7, 8 sessions a day. It's going to be to find those moments where you can go in a little deeper and say to yourself, it is fine that I'm missing that. All the materials are on there. Every single thing is accessible afterwards. So even if you miss it live, you're going to be able to see broadcasts of tons of the sessions, and all the materials are always available too. So make it a priority your mental health and sort of engagement, not spreading yourself thin, but when you have those moments for deeper engagement, do them. And then walk out of sessions that are not helping you.
You don't need to stay.
Don't stay because of guilt. Maybe don't sit in the front row unless you're positive you want to stay. But treat it like every minute is gold. And if it's not working for you, it is not only your prerogative, you're complimenting the presenter by saying, you know what, I want to make sure I'm doing the most I can with my time. And that opportunity, you're paying way too much, you're investing too much time to be there. Make sure that all the things you're attending are things that you really are growing from and you see yourself changing as a professional as a result.
And as a presenter, the first time I presented at a big conference was ALA, and that freaked me out. I'm like, oh my God, there's people leaving. But then I'm like, wait, but I leave if it's not really
Right.
You know, or I got what I kind of came for, but there's another session now. And so, you know, this is my third time presenting at ISTE, and you're pretty used to that. Presenters, for the most part, aren't going to take it personally.
No, nobody takes it personally.
And if their problem, not yours, is my mother.
True. True. And one last thing, one last tip before we go, because look, you can see even if I have a light on, it's getting dark. Here's the other tip, and this one is a little controversial, but I will tell it to you anyway.
Another secret, girls.
Do not need to go to and stand in line for an hour and a half to get into the keynote. You can go to the Bloggers Cafe or other areas around ISTE, the conference, and you can watch it there. And it's just as good with a lot less people.
Yes. And it's like...
It was the best thing I did last year.
It's like seeing Beyonce on the Jumbotron, right? Unless you're in the front row, it is going to be much more engaging to be able to be, and you can talk. You can be like, oh, that was really cool, I love that point, instead of feeling rude when the person's speaking.
True.
I agree with your controversial tip.
Yes, I know.
They usually have more comfy furniture.
They do. They do. It's like the best tip ever. And I learned it, and I was like, because you literally look at the line, and it like stretches around the entire convention center for people to get in. And when you get in, you're looking at the Jumbotron anyway, so it's not like you're getting like this incredible seat, and I'm going to get to meet, you know, whoever's talking anyway. So go to the Bloggers Cafe and sit around, and you're on the floor or wherever, and it's just as good, if not better. Yeah. So that's our last tip for you.
And any of us, anyone in the ISTE leadership, if you see us at the breakfast, please stop us and ask us questions. It's not... I had someone say, it's hilarious. She sat down next to me in Philadelphia after it was announced that I was the president-elect. She's like, I was sitting next to you, and I did not know you were such a big deal. And I'm like,
you're like, I don't know I'm a big deal either.
No, there's no big deal up in here.
No, me neither.
There's a librarian from Cape Elizabeth who is so excited to have this role. But stop any of us and let us know how we can help you find things and navigate. We will have some great guides for you in terms of helping you find the library strands when you get there. But really, anyone that you see in the leadership, anyone who looks like they know what they're doing, is happy to help you. And then there's actually stations all over the conference who are helpful. I'm doing one of those just to pay back or pay forward or whatever. The woman who helped me when my computer disappeared, an idiot boy had left it on a chair in the keynote. Yet another reason.
And reason don't go to the keynote.
He helped me find it and where the help desk was, and I went to go back and embrace her, and yet that would have been appropriate. But ask anyone you see. People are going to be really happy to help you, and especially your friendly neighborhood librarians, because that's what we do for a job.
It is, it is, it is. And please stop and say hi. And we take, you know, we love taking selfies and having a lot of fun, and you know, taking pictures and meeting everybody. Don't at all feel like we think we're a big deal, because honestly, I am like not a big deal at all. I'm not even close to a big deal, as you know, as my son who is standing right next to me can tell. I said. Yeah, he goes, yeah, I'm terrible. So please.
Thank you both so much.
All right.
It was a great, if you have any questions, just tweet us at the ISTE Lib hashtag. And we can't wait to see you guys at ISTE.
Yay!
Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.